Well, hello, everybody. We love you and welcome to Alpha Mind Masteries United Earth Angels Series, episode 41. Already. Who am I? I'm Toby Staples. I'm an Earth Angel. What do? I assist any individual who's feeling conflict, confusion, and chaos, and I lead them back to calmness, clarity, and a vibrant state, living on purpose with intention. So, what does that entail? Well, so I assist people to break the barriers of their belief systems, tap back into who they truly are, ignite the fire in their soul, and flow freely from it. Simple. I've got 16 books out there. I've got empowerment programs running and a leadership program running. And 17th book on the way. And my mission is to impact 1 million people. Yeah, this year. Again. Love you all. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate your time and energy. Andy, as the co-host, you want to step in here and introduce yourself to the world, please?
Yes, ma'am. Hello. I'm Andy Joe. I am a fellow Earth Angel. I am a wife and a mom to 11 wonderful children. I have 2 books that I have published, and I'm a singer and songwriter, and it's hard to get the music together. Let's just put it that way. But I am one of Toby's students, and I have turned my conflict, confusion, and chaos into clarity and love and everything that's good. So, is it perfect? It's perfect for me. That's all she's taught me a lot. She's taught me a lot about me that I didn't know about me. So it's worth it.
Guys, today, thank you for joining us on episode 41. Today we're going to talk about that flow state and feeling love over worry and why it's so important, because a lot of people hear me talking about it like as a tagline. But what is the relevance and importance of it? Well, when you understand where worry comes from. And actually, before I get into it, guys, if you haven't already, please register for the Authentic Marketing Summit that Michael Whitehouse is hosting from February 11th to the 13th. I'm speaking on the 11th. So go to the link and register, please. Thank you very much. Anybody who would love to jump into the Empowering You program that starts this Friday, use this link and book your 15 for you with me. Simple. And now we can get into the episode. All right. So why is it important to feel love over worry? Well, where does worry come from? Andy, you want to open this one up?
Yes. As a mom of 11, I used to worry all the time about everything. How's my bills getting paid? How am I doing this? How am I doing that? Why is this happening? Why? I thought I felt love, but it wasn't the right kind because I still worried about everything. Feeling love over worry isn't like forgetting the world exists. No, everything's going on, but why worry yourself about it? Why, yes, the bills have to be paid. Yes, the children have to go to doctors and they have to do this, that, and the other. Yes, if one car breaks down, then there's going to be problems, because it just happened last week to me. I didn't worry about it, but my husband and I make sure he got taken care of. It freaked me out for a moment, and I was like, well, you know what? We get paid this Friday. We'll be all right. You can take my car to work, and we'll walk the little kids to school. Feeling love over worry. Don't freak out about stuff. I mean, the kids start fighting. I used to jump in. Why? Stop. Why do you do that? No. I've let them go for a little bit. just to see where they're going with it. And then I talk to them. I'm like, "Ugh, it's just a game. Why are y'all freaking out? Like, all you're doing is raising your own stress level. You don't need to worry like that, your kids. You don't need to scream like that, your kids. I mean, if it dies down after a couple minutes, that means they can resolve it. They're fine. But if they keep egging each other on, I'm just like, guys, come on. What are we really worried about here? And they find out they're not worried about it. They're just mad or upset about it. I'm like, okay, there's no need to be mad. It's just a game. Whether it be a game of with their imagination, like they make up games and play all the time, or a game on the Xbox or whatever. Why worry about it? It's nothing to worry about. I mean, adults have big things. A lot of adults stress about everything. I don't. Because I know that it's going to work out. Whether it works out that day, later that week, later that month, or even later that year, I know it'll work out when it works out. And feeling love over worry keeps us healthy. If we worry all the time, your blood pressure is going to go up. Your weight can even go up. Your I don't remember everything it's called, but cholesterol, all that rises and you get physically sick. I'm not going to worry myself to death because you literally do that. People literally worry themselves to death. Feeling love over worry means loving yourself enough to know that everything works out. So stop worrying about it. That's my take.
And you know what? You had to install that into you after breaking severe patterns of worrying.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's possible. It's possible. But yeah, you touched a lot of great points about the health factors because yes, cortisol levels rise. And I'd like to think of just the way I like to see feeling love over worry intentionally is making sure that you love yourself enough to not allow self-induced suffering, self-induced mutilation by thought alone. So when I say flow, feel your love over worry, I talk about living life from a state that you love yourself enough to know that you have infinite possibilities within you that are fueling your existence. That is all that you need to make anything happen for you, no matter what you're up against. So why worry about it? By worrying about it, you're placing limitations, doubts, fears, blame, shame, guilt, denial, and avoidance of your truest, highest potential. So when you're feeling love over worry, it's a state, it's a frequency. It's not an emotional reaction to everything and that you just love everything and everybody with no boundaries and you're naive and you just, oh, yeah, okay, well, you walk around like an absolute bubble to reality and you don't, that's a different thing too. But what I talk about flowing from love is what's fueling you to breathe and all of the infinite possibilities within it. So within that, there is no worry. It is all perfect design. Worry comes from belief systems that we've been planted in with, programmed with. Why? Because we saw our parents doing it. Worried about what people thought, said, and did. Worried about how we acted. Worried whether or not we listened to them or not. Worried about whether we conformed or not. Listen, the parenting that we were raised with was worry and fear-based. So when you know what that does to you, well, there's always that other option of staying neutral to it all and allowing things to happen because sometimes the hardest hits we take are the best things for us. And should those things that we in the moment and during the moment feel are disastrous, should it give it some time, and it may work out to be the best thing that could have ever happened to us. I know that personally, all the hardest hits that I've taken in my life have been the best thing for me. Literally. So why worry about anything? How I choose to think and feel and say and do according to any interaction or situation is a choice. It's not circumstantial. Love is always existent. The absence of it is a choice. And I stand firmly on that. All of your organs, all of your breath of life, everything that you ever embody through your experience stems from you being loved and given the experience. If you can't have a symbiotic relationship with that, then that's a choice on your part too. People thinking love is weak, love is emotional, love is hurtful, love is you putting up with bullshit. No, unconditional love is not unconditional tolerance. And feeling love over worry doesn't mean that you don't have boundaries. And feeling love over worry doesn't mean that you're naive and you listen to people and you want to people please and live up to everybody's expectations but yours. That's not loving you. It's the farthest thing from it. So when I say flow, feel your love over worry, it's a state of love for the self before all things, because there's nothing you should worship more than the God in you first that's giving you the breath of life before anything that you think, say, and do. So flow from that power on purpose. Where there is no worry, it's all in perfect design. No matter what it looks like in your experience. Unless you've tapped into your soul contracts, you don't know what you got to live. So embrace it all and find the learning in it. Let every interaction be a learning experience. Andy, I'll let you jump in here.
Yeah, the boundaries are important. Like Toby said, you can't just, you can love everybody, but you have to set boundaries or you will be miserable. You can't just let, you can't people please. I mean, you can if you want to feel that way, but to feel love over worry does not mean people pleasing. It does not. I used to try to be a people pleaser when I was a young adult. And I know how that feels. It's not, it doesn't feel good. Because when you people please, then everybody runs over you because they know they can. But when I started getting older, I stopped people pleasing. I lost myself and didn't find myself for a long time. Not until November 2024. No, 2023. Yeah, this is 25. Yeah. But I started finding myself again. And I've put up boundaries. People don't like it, but that's not up to them to decide what I do with me. So I tell my kids, I'll say, she's ignoring me. I'll say, well, that's her problem. That's her prerogative. She's allowed to ignore you. She's not physically touching you. She's not yelling, screaming at you, and you're not yelling, screaming back. You said what you needed to say. She acknowledged it, and you repeat it over and over again. So she's ignoring you. People do things that keep their sanity. If you're people pleasing you drive yourself insane. How are you loving yourself?
Actually, you're losing yourself when you people please.
Yeah. Well, how are you loving yourself when you're trying to please everybody else before you even think about you?
You can't.
No, you can't.
Because what you take from you to give to another, even if it's time and energy, you can't get that back.
No.
You can get money back. You can get material things back, but you can't get time and energy back.
No.
So while you're pleasing everybody else, you're not pleasing you. because you're taking away from something in your life to make sure that that other person's good. What is it costing you to please that other person? Do you stay silent when you're talking because you're scared of the reaction? You're scared of being judged? You're not pleasing your heart then. Anything that comes up, you got to say it. Andy, go for it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh no, you're fine. That goes with everybody that you come in contact with, your children, your husband, your friends, your family, people you walk by on the street, if you strike up a conversation with them, whatever. But I lost my train of thought. It jumped the track.
Well, everybody knows the serenity prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So, accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, but the wisdom to know the difference.
Yep.
Well, I was a huge people pleaser. Huge. That's why I come out here and I talk about it the way I do. Everything that I talk about is not to blame, shame, guilt, or deny anybody of what they feel and what they do, but I know first-handedly how I lived. I lived like a rebel without a cause, literally. Pleased everybody but myself. My to-do list contained everybody else's business but mine. For years. It drove me into the ground. It made me feel like I wasn't worthy. I wasn't valid, that I just had to comply, or I wouldn't be loved and accepted and approved of because it was happening very close to home. So it's like, and we silence ourselves, and then we walk around not speaking our truth because we don't want to upset somebody. Well, how are they more relevant than what you're feeling? By me being that people pleaser and by not loving myself enough, it led me to total organ failure and septic shock. 16 hours to live, kidneys dead. That was the poison of what I believed about myself, my life, my interactions, all the people pleasing, that I didn't matter. Well, I had to get pushed to the point. That point of 16 hours to live and literally begging the boss for 10 more years and to love myself back to life, to know better, and to finally put boundaries up, and to finally come out here and, be on such a high vibration that I will repel the wicked. You see, it's just like that. And but I'll tell you something. I couldn't repel the wicked while I was a part of it. And let me tell you, as much light as I hold now is as much darkness as I do too. But you see, as a little girl, having my grandfather, who fought in the war, and he had this sign over the freezer in the basement where he'd have the fish tank on his bar, and on the wall it would say, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for I'm the meanest son of a bitch in the whole valley." And, that stuck with me my whole life. And, that saying got me through more than, "Oh, I love you," ever did. So now who I am, and knowing what my love is that's fueling me, and what the power of love does by resurrecting my own body from the dead with it, how could I not flow from it? It would only make logical sense that I would, no? This is why I encourage everybody to do it for themselves. Don't wait until you're pushed into a pain point of no recovery, because I highly doubt that you'll have the will to love yourself back to life from the point that I was at. So I encourage you all to love yourselves no matter what. Do not hold any hate, any anger, any frustration, any doubt, any denial, any avoidance. Hold love in your heart for yourself. Speak your truth. No matter how you feel, voice it. It's very relevant, and the world needs to hear it. no matter what it is. Times are changing, and a lot of things are dividing people. Now's not the time to buckle to fear and shame and doubt and guilt and pointing fingers and dividing. No, now is time to stand in love and unity and brotherhood arms. We're stronger if we lock arms together and work together. Doesn't matter what country we're living in, doesn't matter what the politics are. Don't let the politics divide the people. Don't let shame, blame, guilt, or denial divide the people. Okay? And, thought that would be very relevant to say. Andy, we've got about another 8 minutes out here. I'll give you the floor for a couple of minutes that you can add whatever you'd like to say, and then we'll get on to wrapping up this episode 41 already. Oh, and on that note, with all of these ongoing problems with StreamYard, today will be the last day that I'll be using this, and I'll be using another streaming platform come next week. So if anybody has any recommendations for streaming platforms, please leave comments. Let me know. I want the cheapest platform that works the best, because with these upped fees because of new changes, but it doesn't service my purpose when it keeps glitching and my energy is too big for it. So I need a platform that can handle my energy as big as it is. Andy, go for it.
Yes, we need a platform that can handle Toby.
Yes.
But yeah, my brain does not want to work today.
That's okay. We can flow with that, because your brain doesn't have to. Silence your brain and look into your heart and see what it wants to say. I bet you'll have something to say.
Well, I just want to say that since I've started loving myself, that my children have noticed a difference. And I actually put little Post-it notes up on the hallway mirror. That's a full body length mirror of things that they need to say when they look at themselves in the morning, so that they don't forget what to say, because I did it with them the first week. And then I sat on the couch and told them what to say. And then I just put Post-it notes up. I said, if you can't read it, tell me. And I'll tell you what to say. But I want my children to love themselves first, before they think about girlfriends and boyfriends and all this other crap when they get to middle school and high school or whatever. And sometimes my teenagers will do it. And I just think that everyone should love themselves more than they love anything or anyone. Because if you don't love yourself, how can you show love truly to anyone else? You can't. Because you find every flaw possible when you look in the mirror. I've been there, done that. Every flaw, everything. I didn't want a full-size mirror for a very long time.
But while you're doing that, that's all you see in others too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can say that, yes, I did see everyone's physical flaws while I was noticing all of mine. I saw everyone else's. Didn't say anything about anyone else's because I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I did see them all. But now I don't really see people. I see the lights they have. If that makes sense. If it's a dark light.
It does to me.
If it's a dark light, I know not to spend too much time close to them. Love them from a distance. But if it's a cloudy light, maybe if I spend some time with them, it'll be a brighter light. But yeah, if you see all the flaws in you, I'd hate to see what you think about others. because I know what I thought about others. Everything. But yeah, you got to love you. You got to feel that love over worry, no matter what life hits you with, because it will hit and it hits hard. Hits hard a lot.
Like Kara Wilson says, when life is lifing. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's right. I just love Kara. Yeah, I love it when she says that. When life is lifing. But it's true. Life's all the time. And we have to, we have to realize it's like a video game. Play the game of life like a damn video game. Every 5 steps, there's something coming at you that you're going to have to bob, weave, maneuver, or jump over, hurdle, something. You don't get a pause on a level of a game. Well, why would you get that pause in life unless you take it? Like, literally. Every new day is a new learning opportunity. Literally. And every setback we have, it's time to learn. You're not always just supposed to just race through something. Like, how fun would the video game be, honestly, if you didn't have to redo a level every couple of times? Really hard lesson. Oh, shit, you hit this one place and you keep dying at that one part. You can't seem to make it through. And then you worry and you get frustrated. Well, then it makes it harder to get through. But then if you put the remote down for a minute and you take a deep breath and you change your idea, go for a walk, whatever, you come back even to it the next day, boom, you're through that level. No problem, no hiccups. Play life like that. Literally, be open to learn everything from every new opportunity. Seize every interaction as learning. Stop looking at people as names and titles and the meaning that you fictitiously give them because you're the only one that feels that. They don't. And deal with people honestly and lovingly and, from an energetic state all the time. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up here today. Episode 41. Wrap it up. We wrap it up. We wrap it up. We wrap it up. Y'all should be too, but that's another topic for another day. Yep. Okay, guys, we thank you. Episode 41. We are wrapping it up. So I encourage y'all to flow. Feel your love over worry. Why? So you don't get sick. So you don't end up repeating shit over and over and over and over again. Because you're totally buckled out of your power if you're living in fear, guilt, shame, grief, denial, avoidance. If you got that, what I like to call the not me syndrome. Oh, not me. Oh, not me. But then when reality hits, the first one in line going, oh, yeah. No, come on now. Flow from the love for yourself first. Stop picking yourself apart. You were trained to do that. So stop doing it. But be aware. Andy, do you want to say anything before I wrap up this episode?
Yeah. I know most of us don't remember when we were babies and just did what we did because it's what we wanted to do with no thought. That's what we're supposed to do. Be kind to one another, love one another, be happy. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, you're not allowed to do that. Why are you doing that? Don't let people judge you. When they start, just look, don't let it affect you. You can't control what they say, think, or do. You can control what you say, think, or do. Just let them be them and you be you. That's all you can do.
Yeah, big time. Okay, well, we appreciate your time and your energy and coming out for episode 41. But yeah, I think that this will be the last StreamYard stream from us because StreamYard just hasn't been doing me any justice lately. So, no, not at all. But my energy's big and not everything can handle it. Not even platforms that are charging exceeding prices. Anyway, we love y'all.
We love you.
Have a great day. Have a great week. Set your intentions on purpose. Get it done with no excuses. Stop putting your time into people pleasing and put it into you. Stop building everybody else's dreams. Build yours. Love y'all. Have a great day. Peace. We love you.